one of the tenets of there we borrowed from a lean concept on short interval control. We called it our integrated performance system. And it is a system, that really retracts results daily. So we don't wait until the end of the month to see if the plant's meeting their goals, if they're meeting the targets that we set out there for them. The teams get together every day and are looking at those metrics, on a very concentrated effort and making daily corrections so that if they aren't hitting their targets, they're getting back on target sooner. Every day we take these action plans out to the plant floor. The operators and the technicians are very, very involved. They're actually running the meetings and they're engaged in the overall improvement process. So you can see that IMS was not a top-down management system. It really was the power to lead that we were instilling within our operations. And IPS did more than just instill discipline and a system for achieving sustained performance. It also helped the sites overcome the fear of change. Delayering an organization is a huge emotional event. On the one hand, you're telling the people that you really believe in their ability to deliver. On the other hand, you take out a couple of layers of management and supervision and you've raised expectations for each and every person in the organization on what they're going to deliver. So IMS has provided us with the processes and tools and the organization to deliver a true empowered organization. Our operations leader at our Grangemouth, Scotland site summed it up pretty nicely. He said, IMS has given us a flatter, leaner organizational structure. We're experiencing the greatest cultural revolution and change that our plant has seen in its 30-year history. People at all levels of our organization have embraced the changes and they're focused on working together to secure a positive future for our plant and our employees. Now, I've personally seen a lot of companies that try to implement empowered organizations, flatter organizations, less level of supervision, and I've seen many fail because they didn't have the proper tools, the proper systems, the proper experience in doing that. But we had no intention of failing here. So if you recall the overview of Dow's business models, the majority of our businesses now are much closer to the customer than they were even a few years ago. This is especially true in our Dow Advanced Materials group. So it's imperative that our M&E organization have a strong customer focus. And our integrated management system was designed to foster and support this customer-centric model. One of our implementation leaders can be quoted as saying the flexibility that IMS and IPS bring to the site, is really based on what the customer needs, and what the business needs are pertaining to its customers. Taking those at the beginning of the IMS implementation and then applying what makes sense for your business to your site is how the flexibility of IMS and IPS really flows. If our plants and our organizations are truly customer-centric, it means that we understand customer needs, not only at the top of the organization, but throughout the organization, all the way down through the plant floor. After all, how can you write a story of business success without making the customer the center of that journey and having the customer front and center of everyone in the organization's jobs? So when we talk about leading change at Dow, we must ultimately be leading the way to customer success. One of our business manufacturing leaders for Dow and Water and Process Solutions said, one of the things when you drive empowerment and accountability through the organization is that the customer needs and wants are not just a discussion with the site leader or the production leaders, they're discussions that happen all the way through the organization. Everyone understands better how the pieces fit together. There are fewer drop balls and generally people feel a lot prouder. Now, when I go around and meet with the different groups that are working on our IMS implementation, I can see the pride in their faces, I hear the pride in their voices as they tell me what they've done, what they've accomplished, and how they're contributing to the new Dow Chemical Company, and they have a right to be proud. Their leadership has yielded some impressive results. First and foremost, we've improved our safety performance. You often hear, at Dow, you often hear safety and environmental first, pounds second. It has for a long time been our top priority. Many of you may know that this year Dow received the Robert W. Campbell Award for Business Excellence through EH&S Management. Dow was the 9th company to win this award, the first chemical company ever to win it, and the first company ever to win this award on its first application. I know that each and every Dow employee takes a lot of pride in that achievement. Through IMS, we've significantly improved EH&S performance in advanced materials. We've reduced our process safety incidents by over 50%. We reduced the number of spills in our facilities by 33%. And maybe even more impressively, we achieved a 70% reduction in the quantity that was spilled, a quantity of material that was spilled. That means fewer, smaller spills, and all of this happened at a time when there was, intense change going on in our plants. Lots of organizational activity, personnel turnover, incredible change, and we were still able, through this integration effort, to reduce injury and illness rates. In fact, at many sites, we reduced the severity and the frequency of the injuries by 50% or more. In addition to the achievements in safety, we have now successfully implemented this system in over 50 sites. We have met our integration synergy goals, 3/4 ahead of the schedule that was laid out at the beginning of integration. And this system has truly accelerated. It has really brought about that acceleration of the integration. We've exceeded the synergy commitments that we laid out for our efforts by tens of millions of dollars, and again have done that, quarters earlier than we expected to. And much of this improvement really came from just improving the way we run our plants. In other words, becoming operationally excellent. And because each site had different targets, and different business goals, the gains varied site by site. Some focused on reliability, others focused on customer satisfaction. Many focused on energy intensity reduction, increased production capability, reducing cost, etc. One of our business manufacturing leaders for our coatings business said this, each site has delivered in different areas. Some plants focused on capacity, some focused on quality, some have focused on cost. I think the greatest value is actually the flexibility of the system, being able to tailor the improvements around what the site needed most and what the business needed most. So then there are the less tangible results, such as blending together of two cultures and achieving greater alignment person by person to our business strategies. Addressing change head-on really required leadership at every level, from the individuals of the sites to the business levels to the operators on the floor. A quote from our operations leader in Jacareí, Brazil, gives you a sense of how fully IMS permeated and changed the sites. IMS resonated with people at every level of our organization, and the realization that its implementation would encourage open sharing of ideas and improve our productivity truly energized and engaged our entire team. The power to lead change has been built on a new level of unity, the power of one. He goes on to describe the many ways IMS has influenced his organization. IMS provided us with the work process tools to prioritize our production plans, prepare for unplanned events, streamline our housekeeping activities, optimize our operator communication while emphasizing a strong EH&S performance. Now, when I visit plants that have been through the implementation or are now 10 to 18 months into the process, people all the way from the technicians to the engineers to the former shift supervisors to the plant leaders, all of these folks are operating at a different level before. When you implement a true empowered organization, you allow the operators to do things that their supervisors were doing before. Those supervisors are usually some of our most skilled employees. They're able actually to step up and take load off of the engineers in running the operations, which frees the engineers up to make more improvements in the plant. So it's really a very synergistic effect. And it's not only the accomplishments that these people make, it's the pride that they take in doing a higher level of work that's so outstanding. They're really starting to have fun and really understand how empowerment can bring more value to our businesses and how it can help us deliver the results that we need for business success. So we're not stopping here. The story continues. We're going to continue to modify and adjust our IMS implementation to make sure we continue to deliver the customer-focused improvements that our businesses need. We're taking IMS to other parts of the company that were not part of our initial implementation. So we're going to go to our larger sites. We're going to start integrating some of these new things into some of Heritage Dow operations that have been running the same way for many years, but are now able to move on to other levels of expertise. So I'd like to thank you for your time today. We are excited about Dow. We're excited about our future. We're excited about the ability to continue to transform ourselves and to innovate and come up with new ways of, of operating our company. And when I look at the opportunities now, a lot of our work so far has been around culture, it's been around work processes, and now as we go forward, we'll be looking for ways that we can continue to leverage this, maybe even more so, maybe get into a little more of the technological leverage and implementations that we've been known for in the past. So thank you very much.